Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Doug's vlog, and we started the week off with a closed grip bench press for his max effort upper. Nice pause, he got 325. We're pretty happy with that. Although by the time I'm getting this vlog done, he's already done a regular bench in the next week, and we got a 345 with a good pause. All right, so for supplemental work, we do incline bench and we do floor press for him right now. So what you guys see here, incline, notice I'm making him pause all of this now. Also keeping in mind, Doug's incline is crazy strong. I think last time we put up a max at this 30-degree incline, he got 330 pounds. So delts and upper chest are definitely not a problem for him. At this juncture, though, it really is about pecs. Now, Doug can bench double his body weight, as demonstrated at his last meet, or very, very close to. He did come in underweight. He competes in the 181, but he doesn't water cut for that. Like, he walked in the 170s, right? He just walked in, skipped his breakfast. I don't know what he would, I think 175, something like that, 177, and he got a 352 bench. But I think realistically, we're going to get a 365 on the platform this year, which will be, over double the body weight of his weight class. All right. For other supplemental work, we do laterals. Now, he likes to use this machine sometimes. I laugh about it. He's like, look, I just don't want it to go to waste, and it seems to work just as well as dumbbells for me. And, as a coach, I'm fine with that. Tension is tension. Ultimately, it doesn't matter that much. I think people, when it comes to single joint exercises, people really, really make a bigger deal than they should about form. They make a bigger deal than they should about whether you're using a dumbbell, a cable, a machine. Look, unless it's causing an injury issue or there's some problem with major active insufficiency, it probably doesn't matter. And I mean, we could look at this right here and go, does anyone really think his shoulders are lagging? So as a coach, am I looking at that and saying, oh, no, that's just not going to give you the shoulders you want? The guy incline benches 330 pounds. He's got big shoulders. Hey, I'm not worried about it. All right, I forgot what his deadlift was there. It was a deficit deadlift. It was in the 400s. Again, deadlift being his weakest lift. We struggle the most with deadlift. So far, our best deadlift is 460. Now, I know people are like, wait, this guy benches 350 plus and he's got a 460 deadlift. Yeah, but deadlift has always been his weak link. And we dealt with a lot of low back issues when I first started working with him, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even know how long it's been. 2 or 3 years? Something like that. And I think he took a brief break in there at one point for a few months and then came back. So, but we're also squatting mid 400s. I think we got like a 440 box squat, 445 box squat recently. We're gonna get his squat to 500, and it's just with the nature of his build, with all of that stuff, the history of a weak low back, history of weak hamstrings. He's prone to hamstring injuries, which again, we start thinking in terms of low back. Don't those two go hand in hand? Yeah, everyone out there is experienced with that, all you coaches, all you trainers. How often are low back injuries and low back issues a result of weak hamstrings? They're correlated. They're heavily correlated. All right, here he is. Now look at those JM presses. The tricep strength is good. Again, guy's JM pressing a plate aside. I mean, I do that too, but I bench more than he does right now. So, where's his strengths? His delts and triceps. We got to bring those pecs up. Needs more teddy. You need to get fat into teddies, Doug. All right, other supplemental work here: dumbbell rows, band press downs. And then some of the stuff got mixed in late. A bunch of these files he sent me came in late, and I just dropped them in the rotation. All right. Of course, we do a lot of reverse hypers here. So coming up for dynamic effort lower day, which will be the final thing here, we do box squats, speed box squats, and we do speed conventional pulls. Now, with his equipment, we're not really well set up to do bands and chains, right? I believe his rack is not the best for setting all that up. And eventually I may take him over to some of it, and it will probably help with the squats and the deadlifts. I think particularly deadlifts, right? Doing your speed pulls against bands, chains, particularly bands, I find has tremendous carryover. Tremendous carryover. But look at his hamstrings filling out there. Right? Historically, deadlift has been a weak link, but we're doing all these Romanian deadlifts right now, right? Did you notice that hamstring shot from that side there? Those hamstrings are coming up. Conversely, he can deadlift more now. It's not a coincidence. But again, these Romanian deadlifts, and yeah, I know they're not that heavy. You might look at that and go, well, that's not that much weight. That's like 205. Someone with historically weak hamstrings, someone with a history of low back issues. That's why he has to have that reverse hyper. But we are working on it. We're going to get that deadlift up past 500. Do I think his squat and deadlift will probably always be within 10% of each other? Yes. Right? Not everyone's like me. I'm built to deadlift. I deadlift a truck. Therefore, there's a big gap. Doug's case, he's got those shorter arms. Right? Shorter arms. Doesn't build hamstrings particularly easily. Different beast. His squat and deadlift tend to be very, very close together. But he tends to be very good at his bench relative to his body weight. So when we talk about leverages, people will mention that in powerlifting, and they'll say, well, what do you guys mean by leverages? We're talking limb lengths and ratios. That is actually what we mean by leverages. How far do you have to move the weight? All right, what's going on with your moment arms at the weakest point where some of the weak links might be at the highest mechanical tension? Okay, it's so leverage is really about your skeletal structure. And that's the thing with powerlifting, the different power lifts favor different structures. It's why we determine overall strength by your total, whereas an individual records are set on individual lifts. But your placings in the sport are based upon your totals. They're all combined together. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.